Hello, and thank you for joining us. We're putting in here at a public dock to avoid this mess. Much easier approach, but it means navigating a few things. So the boys get the boat in the water, pass the painter up to me, and then I've got to navigate it down the dock, past what is for me an obstruction, if it's very useful for the others, and then I'll rig the boat and sail it up to our dock.
First sail of the season, and it's August already. Oh, shame, miserable shame. Well, we didn't get up to Mystic. We often rent a sailboat there for an hour and have fun with that. And it's hard to sort of motivate and go into public during the pandemic, so there's that. But we're out. Much better than last year already, because last year there was like no breeze to speak of, and the sailing was really lame. The year before that was fantastic. So, off we go.
So that's one of the things we're going to talk about, mounting cameras and manipulating cameras while sailing.
Alright, and now hard over. The dire dhow, wonderful as they are, they don't sail near the wind particularly well. A lot of it is the amount of hull that's catching the wind versus how much sail you have. One of the few challenges or vices they have.
I'm going to have the boys assemble the klepper, mostly because it's good training and not because I'm lazy, but yeah, that too. And same idea, we'll put the kayak into the truck, well, sort of on it, bring it back down to this dock, where the approach is much easier, and
bring her back up onto the dock.
Easier still, and we'll put it in the water, and we can bring it up to our dock. Right, well, every year we visit Capitol Island. It's kind of a mission, and I have an entire video that has me reading this out in dramatic effect. I am going to try and use all different clips from that video. With the boys in the kayak, they can pull straight to Capitol Island, but the prevailing winds come from the south, so I need to do a fair amount of tacking to get there. One of the things I'm trying to achieve with this, besides a sense of adventure and wonder, or using those really as tools to create a sense of independence. When we first started coming here, I would put the boys in the front of the klepper and we'd pull over, and now typically they will paddle over and I will sail. And now I've lost my wind here. I've got just enough momentum to carry me through.
So at some point, you gotta know that you've gone about as far as you're gonna go. I got the dagger board into the sand. Sail is loose. It's time to get up. Now it's picking up enough that maybe we could have gone a little more inshore.
With a gentle breeze coming over my shoulder, I'm not worried about keeling over, so I'll pull out the dagger board, which will let me get in much closer to the shore before I'll have to get out and pull the boat in.
Okay, here we go.
As we're all here to explore, I thought I'd go up onto the roadway, it's almost a causeway here, and take a look at the other side. Meanwhile, the tide's come in. That is a reason to pay extra for a keel strip for your klepper. My dire dhow, as you can see, is tied off to a rock, but this whole experience convinced me that getting an anchor or two is the way forward. And I'm going to explore underwater here a bit, and there's the green crab, who's such a problem. Fun is done, and it's time for some dagger board management, pushing it down as we go. But I got this nice breeze behind me, and the tide has come in, so getting out will be no problem until the wind died. And that's me calling out to the boys saying, I might need a tow. But I was able to coax the boat out, so let's talk a little bit about cameras. I'm running two different cameras that week. This Olympus camera on a narcissism stick, and I also have a Sony action camera that's on a waterproof case, and at the moment it's mounted to the gun wall. One of the advantages of heading south and then going home north around here is you usually have the wind to your back. So the sail home is easy. For the most part.
Down the way, move forward. Come on, guys. Really?
The Olympus cameras are waterproof for the most part. If you take them into the drink, they can get some water that either compromises the view screen or sometimes gets into the camera body, causing a soft focus effect when you shoot video, which is kind of annoying. On the other hand, the Sony cameras in a waterproof case are completely protected, but the sound quality is terrible. They'll pick up sort of scratching sounds from the boat through the mount, but they won't pick up things like dialogue. Another consideration is loss prevention. So things like float straps and dummy cords when they're mounted to the gun wall are essential. Another day, another adventure.
Got a little mission to perform today before lunch. Could argue that's much to do about nothing, but easier kayaking than swimming.
After lunch, we'll have some more adventures.
Okay, we might need a tow.
I don't think so.
I think so.
We're off, and I might get a little bit indulgent here with the video because for me it's very satisfying.
You're gonna get the same wake in a minute.
It was, to my mind, a very beautiful day, and I think we were all very, very lucky to have it. There was a good, steady breeze in the Maine. The water was fairly flat. Even the cloud cover meant it wasn't hurting your eyes or anything like that. So it was a grand day out to practice. The boys, this is going to be deliberate, had the idea to land on this island, which they did once in the sea kayak, and then the realization this isn't going to work and we're going to need a tow off. And that's part of your job as a safety boat or as a dad. You occasionally get becalmed in a sailboat or you have some issue, and we'll take care of that, no problem. Or there will be a problem because you knuckleheads forgot to draw the dagger board out and your dad didn't get a lifting rudder for the boat. So let's sort that out, and then let's get you off these rocks, and off you go for more fun. But maybe don't try and land on that island in that way with that boat.
Oh, we got a nice breeze, guys. If you guys go up beam reach, you can get some nice speed, I think. Guys, ready about hard to lee? It's starboard! It's starboard!
Let's go Starbucks coffee.
No, don't. Stop killing your father. inch by inches. Starboard and port. Come on, guys.
Starboard.
You grew up in New England, for crying out loud. Honest, they're New Englanders. Sometimes hard to tell, and yet when you see them go out in the winter rolling up their pants so they can be shorts because foot won't let them wear long pants in the wintertime to school, then you know they're New Englanders.
There are certain sports like rifle shooting and orienteering where everyone's very friendly because they're competing against themselves. In sailing, there's some of that, and there's also some not of that. And some people I find get a little wrapped up in it in a way that I don't think is particularly enjoyable, but okay. On the other hand, you will also see folks enjoying themselves and, just like those other sports I mentioned, competing against themselves. So we met a nice family. One of their kids is out in the boat, and the dad is along to provide support, and we had a nice conversation.
Take care.
About learning to sail and all the benefits of it. So it was a very nice, pleasant day. And now the wind is dying down, and dinner is coming. So I'll give the boys a tow. It's part of the gig, isn't it? And we'll be heading in for dinner. Rope tied off, off we go. And that's my mom calling me in for dinner. And the boys are all set. And they'll pull the boat out. And then I'll come around and get the kayak out. And that's done for today. A stiff breeze, but the boys wanted to do some archery, so I'm off. And there's the Sony action camera in its waterproof case, and you notice it's demi-corded and had a floaty strap attached to it as well. And I'm ashamed of this, I've lost 2 cameras to the drink, and as much as they are money, and I'm part Scottish, what really hurts is the memories lost to the card, so I try not to be stupid. 2 other lessons learned from this trip is the value of having an anchor for securing the boats when beached, and also the desirability of a lifting rudder, and I've taken care of my problem, if you will, since then. Now I believe that a good narrator has a beautiful speaking voice and hates the sound of their own voice. I've got 1 out of 2, so hating the sound of my own voice, I'm going to shut up now, and I hope you'll enjoy these clips of what was really a grand day out. Alas, our fun is done. And if you're wondering about the boys wearing masks, keep in mind this is back in 2020. We were very worried about COVID. We didn't have a complete picture, and we're all following the best practices we knew at the time. If you're wondering about the sweaters, it's because it was a rather chilly day, and part of why we're timing it now is let's get the boats out before the weather closes in. So they will paddle down to the Pine Cliff dock. I will rig the dire dhow and sail after them, and we'll paddle. And this was the weather we had our last day there. But rather than leave you with that, I'm going to leave you with this beautiful image. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care.